What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason. Hit that like button for us as we get through here. Make sure you're smashing it, though. Let's get those likes way up today. There's three little white buttons that you can hit up there in the top right-hand corner of your screen or drop out of the live chat, hit like. But just make sure you hit the like button. That way we can send the show, Steel City Live, our daily live stream here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, out into the YouTube algorithm, guys. I appreciate you guys so very much for coming through. Tons happening for your Pittsburgh Steelers today, as you all may know, especially if you watch some of our uploads today. We had a couple of them. The Pittsburgh Steelers signed Cameron Sutton, whether you agree with it or not. Personally, football-wise, it's a good move in my eyes, getting Cameron Sutton on the vet minimum. There's some variables there we'll discuss throughout the show. Also, I've been talking, maybe Van Jefferson is a guy that can fill that number 2 wide receiver role, so the Pittsburgh Steelers maybe don't have to go out there and overextend themselves. I'm not sure about that. We'll talk about that a little bit. And just anything else you guys want to dive into here on our daily live stream. As always, guys, again, hit that like button. That is the biggest thing. So I want to keep reminding you that today. I'm like, let's get those likes up. I want to just get one. By the time the show's done, like being recorded, and we go through and it's like replayed and shit, sometimes we'll get like 50, occasionally 60. I'd like to get a triple digit like night. Let's get up to like 100. That would be really cool. So we'll try it. What's up, Miss Pittsburgh? What's up, TD? What's up, George? How are we doing, guys? Steelers Nation, I love it when you wave those emojis around there, guys. It's awesome. Yes, let's hit that like button. I had to wipe my mouth. I was making sure that I don't have chocolate on my face because I needed a little pick-me-up beforehand, and I had some Dunkin' Donuts left over, so I made sure I smashed one of those chocolate icing with sprinkles on it before I got on here. So, yeah, I was like, damn, I hope I don't got shit all over my face because I was trying to hurry up and get in here. Ooh, man, those chocolate donuts, though. They are the shit. They are the shit, man. What's up, AK? Good to see you, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate your dedication also, all of you guys. You guys always being here, always supporting me. It's really awesome, man. Super awesome. But let's dive into some of this stuff. You see some of these things, and you see the signing of Cameron Sutton. I just don't know how, football-wise, regardless of anything else, leaving anything else out of it, football-wise, it does make sense, guys. And we have to acknowledge that. Cam Sutton played at a significantly high level while with the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially as that slot corner, and that's what you're really looking for, and you're going to be able to will out there a different dynamic now, adding Cameron Sutton. I know he has a lot on his plate legally, but the charges were dropped down to a misdemeanor charge. I'm not sure how that will reflect in the league's disciplinary actions. I'm not sure about that. We'll talk about how Cam spoke with the media today. We'll talk a little bit about that also. What's up, Big Stretch? Doing pretty good, man. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Again, guys, here toward the end of the week, what's today? Today is Wednesday, so June 5th. Here, 6th, 7th. I have some things to do personally regarding, getting a new house and things of that nature. So we may cut a show short by like 10 minutes or something. Nothing too crazy, but I just want to let you know that there may be like a little bit of a tweak here and there here in the next couple days. The weekend shouldn't be a problem unless there's some big news. I usually don't get on the weekends because, I just take time to rest my voice. But I usually only get on if something like big happens, like a trade or something like that. We would do something, but I'll be moving probably during the weekend. So what's up, Sean? Maybe Sutton, this is from A.K. Davis, maybe Sutton will be a slot corner. It looked like he struggled on the outside last year. Yeah, you guys got to remember what, and A.K. brings up a good point there. He did struggle, but you got to remember what Cam was doing when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that was primarily playing as a role cornerback kind of deal, a nickel, a slot. That's what he was doing. Yes, he was on the field a lot, but you got to remember the Steelers are in a lot of sub packages a lot of the time. So yeah, you saw Cam a lot on the field, but he wasn't dedicated truly to being that outside corner. And when he got taken and moved over in free agency to the Detroit Lions, where they paid him the bag, man, they were counting on Cam to be a number one guy. That's what they were counting on him to play as, a guy on the outside, a guy to be a lockdown dude. And that's not Cam's forte. Cam is more of a role player, a positional type player and such, like a slot corner. That's where he fits best. So that's where you're looking at with Cam. You want to see him out there. So or in that slot role. And I think if you look at it this way, guys, you're looking at Joey Porter Jr., you're looking at a Dante Jackson on the other outside, another speedy guy. And then you look at a Cam Sutton who's going to come in and play that slot role. I think at the beginning of the season, while you're allowing rookies like a Darius Rush, or not rookies, but young guys like Rush and Corey Trice, and then you're allowing your rookie players in Watt and Beanie Bishop, allowing those guys to get their NFL feet underneath them, so you're allowing them to watch, get inserted in certain situations. When you go to the dime, you're going to mix those guys in, things of that nature. But you have now a veteran player that's going to be able to take up that time, take up that front half of the season, because I don't think Cam Sutton's going to be like suspended at the beginning. I think the judicial system will play out if something happens. Even if he does, I don't know if he will. I don't know the policy to the T about Cam Sutton's situation in terms of personal conduct and things of that nature that the Players Association and the league have set up. I'm not 1,000% sure about it. It is what it is. But maybe best case scenario, Cam gets suspended maybe, after we've played that first 9-game stretch. I don't know how that works. Maybe you guys know a little bit better. Wave those emojis. Yeah, guys, hey, there are some new emojis that I was just playing with. I don't know if they'll stay, but I'd put like a cool one that I found, like of a skull with the Steeler and bandana. I put like a little TJ Watt one. I found a little Najee one. I found a little Steelers thumbs up. I found a little Shrek. So I was playing and adding emojis. So definitely I'm going to just play around with them. I don't know how long they'll be there. I'm going to try to mix them up and find ones that are really cool and see which ones we all like. So look forward to those changing. So we'll do that a little bit. We'll mix them up. Sean says Sutton coming in on a vet min is awesome. I got to agree. And you're paying him nothing, guys. You're paying him peanuts, dude. I mean, literally. And, well, it's not peanuts to me. I hate to say that. I hate to say $1.2 million is peanuts, because it isn't. It's a significant amount of money. But in the NFL world, in pro sports, in terms of paying players, it's nothing. Yes, it's very, very minimal. And it is what it is. You're bringing in a guy that is a proven commodity that can do the things that you as a franchise are going to ask him to do at a high level. So definitely I think that this is something cool, man. All right, guys, let's hit the shit out of that like button here real quick for us here on Steel City Live. I'm going to grab a drink again. I was eating some donuts, so my mouth is like paste. Damn, them Dunkin' Donuts will get you, boy. Get you. I love this headline too, guys, and I have to say it before we get on too far, because I don't really want to talk about it much. But dude, this cracks me up, man. Former Steeler Chase Claypool shining at the Buffalo Bills. It's effing OTAs, dude. Get the hell out of here. I just don't understand this shit. I just don't. I'm sure these players sit back and listen to this shit and are like, how can they tell whether I'm really shining or something, whenever we're not hitting each other? We're not playing the real game of football. We're dancing around in freaking shorts and a helmet, dude. How can you tell whether anyone's super good or super bad? You can't get a true evaluation about them. And it just cracks me up that people are that desperate for views, that desperate for clicks, that you're going to say these dumb things like this. This person's shining. No, they're not, dude. Come on. You can pose it as a question. I don't mind that. Questions are cool. You can pose any question. You can say, is this player, making a big comeback? Is he, is that the question? Is he going to be able to do that? Is he going to be able to provide this spark? Is he going to be able to do this thing that he did bad last year? Is he going to be able to do it well this year? Those things are cool. I'm down for that. But man, quit evaluating players in footballs and shorts and a helmet. It's just not football. It's not football. Getting Cam is better than bringing Peterson back. I have to agree. You look at Cam at 30 years old, and you look at Patrick Peterson, who's just a great guy, man, and cool presence in the locker room and all that. He's just aged out. He's just aged out. And when people say, oh, bring back Peterson, that'd be the best thing for him, like bring back Peterson on the vet min, you're handicapping yourself because he's not going to play cornerback. He can't no more. He just can't. He could play safety, but can he tackle well enough? Can he hit well enough? I don't know. You already have a ball hawk on this football team, and that's Minkah Fitzpatrick. You don't want another guy just waiting back there for interceptions. You want a guy back there that's going to go lay the lumber. You want to complement what Minkah does well, guys. You don't want to just bring people in that's not going to be able to complement the people you have, the superstars you have that are in their prime right now. Bring people in that complement them. You don't want to bring in older guys that you got to tailor to their skill set. I don't know. I just think that certain positions you just age out, and it's okay. It's okay to age out. It is. We talking about practice? Absolutely. Are we talking about practice? That's all we ever talk about. Nathaniel Sampson, how did you get Jeff Reed to tell everyone to subscribe to Mic Drop? Well, I didn't do it. My friend, or my son's friend, plays travel hockey, and he saw Jeff at an event at a Penguins game, and he went over to him and he said, hey, would you be kind enough to do this for my friend's dad? And he did. And I have some other videos. I won't post those, though. Yeah, we won't post those. Yeah, they're probably not as good. Well, they're good, but I won't post them. Bigger than KP8's hands. Yeah, no shit. Dude, I have bigger hands than KP8. I do. I've measured them before just because when KP8's bullshit was going on, I measured. My shit's bigger than KP8. Sean, I thought that you were on every Wednesday. He's on Thursdays now. Nathaniel, you'll see him tomorrow. Sean, we might shorten it by just about 10 minutes tomorrow. We'll see. We'll just see. I have a walkthrough at 8 o'clock, so my time. We'll talk, Sean. We'll talk tomorrow. Miss Pittsburgh showing some of them new emojis also. I love that. No problem, Nathaniel. Anytime, buddy. All right, buddy. We'll get it done. All right, guys. Make sure you're hitting that like button for us here on a relaxed Wednesday. The Steelers make a move. As the thumbnail of the stream said, changes. Changes are among us, guys. And I think they're welcoming changes, if you ask me. Something that the fan base should be welcoming in, because I think that there's some exciting times ahead of Steelers Nation. I really, truly do believe that. I truly believe that this Pittsburgh Steelers team is poised to be better in 2024. Now, is that a definitive answer? No, because I still have to, again, see them in pads, see them play real football. Then I can give you my true answer. But as of right now, on paper, I look at the way that I feel that this scheme will be set up. I feel the way this team is headed in a direction of accountability and being really precise with everything they do, not wasting a moment. I think that I'm really becoming positive on this team. And when you really add guys like a Cam Sutton back, and you've made a defense that you and everybody out here has already had super high hopes for and really thought looked good on paper already, and then you add another player that you know can play ball, that you know is going to bring it, that's exciting. That's really exciting. Now the suspension part is what I'm really concerned about. And, maybe that happens, maybe it doesn't. And again, guys, I don't advocate any of it. I don't know the true situation, nor do you, nor does anybody else. And anybody that's going to claim to is probably telling you falsehoods. So Cam knows the situation. He wouldn't speak about it today to the media, and I don't blame him because it's an ongoing legal process. You don't want to go out there and divulge something that would get you in trouble in any way or misconstrue the situation in any way and make it not benefit you. You want to keep your mouth shut. And he wouldn't even talk about the situation with the league. So leave it alone. But I got to say one thing, and I don't get too pissed off about the media. But I got to say this. Yes, I do this as a podcaster, but I am not committed to the Pittsburgh Steelers in any way. They don't hand me a press credential. I don't have to kiss their ass to get a press credential, and nor would I ever, because I think truth is of the utmost importance, and I would never go in and hide things or, turn a blind eye to things just for the sake of not letting things out. I'm just not about that. That's just not what I'm about. Good or bad, I'd rather just say what it is and get it out of the way and deal with it. But I got to say, some of these reporters, a couple of the female ones too, they were going a little bit hard today. When Cam said at the beginning of his interview that he just can't talk about it, I would ask that other people don't just keep digging and asking the same question. Ask other things. Think of creative ways to ask the question. I just don't know, man. It just bothered me a little bit. When the man said he couldn't say it, he couldn't say it. You're not getting it out of him. He's not going to say it. And I understand they have a job, but just that bothered me a little bit. It's like, this isn't just affecting Cam Sutton. It just doesn't affect him. There is somebody else out there in this situation that it affected. And there is somebody else out there in this situation that are children that it affected because they are involved in this family group, this family dynamic. Why try to blow this shit up in the media? I understand you're looking for clicks, you're looking for views. I get it. But damn, dude, there are other people involved. Allow the judicial system to play out. Allow the situation to be told in the court of law. Allow these charges to either be dropped or dropped completely. They've already been dropped down to misdemeanors. See what actually happens before we all dig into it. Because again, guys, there's people out there that it affects that, don't deserve to be drugged through the mud or don't deserve to have bullshit talked about them. Robert Road, I didn't think I had big hands at 9 1/4 plus inches. They are giant compared to kitten mittens. Yeah, no shit. Kenny got little hands. You know what they say about that, Robert? I don't know. John says, I wait until the 5th week of the regular season before breaking out my assessment clipboard. It is tough, John. You got to be able to see live football reps. And I know people want to go out there and, we all do our early predictions and stuff like that. I do that too because people ask. Sean and I did it, not long ago. Give what our record predictions are, our far too early ones. But to truly give a real assessment, man, like John said, you have to be into the season. You have to see real football. You have to just be able to see, a lot of other variables within the team. How are they starting to gel? How are they coming together? Do they have each other's back? Are they accountable for each other? Do they smear each other if there's a loss, in the media? There's a lot of factors that play here, man, and you really can't get a good assessment until the team starts to really get rolling. And I, for one, will never be blinded by the preseason bullshit ever again. Kenny Kitten Mittens cured me of that. I cannot get on the board or on the train, the hype train of a preseason anymore. OS says, Cam Sutton, welcome home. Yes, he is back in Pittsburgh. George Teston says, at SF, I don't think I would have liked being evaluated by you when I was in the military. John. Yeah, no doubt. CL, Sutton will be suspended. He entered a divergent agreement, so gives NFL reason to suspend. I'm not going to sit here, CL, and pretend that I know the legal ramifications of anything or even what you're referring to with the divergent agreement. I'm not going to pretend like I know personally. I don't. I don't know all the legal mumbo jumbo. Will he be suspended? I don't think any of us actually truly know because the NFL is a wacky world, man. They're not consistent in what they do. That's one thing that we all know for sure. They are definitely not consistent. Every situation seems to have a little bit of a different outcome, and maybe what you say is true. I have no clue, dude, and I'm not going to pretend I know. And I don't know what that is, but the suspension honestly probably won't be that long. He's not committed a felony or anything like that, at least charged with one. So I don't think that it would be some monster felony. But I got to remind you guys, or monster suspension rather. I got to remind you guys of this though. And I am sure about this, and I am 1,000% sure about this. Every NFL team has their own investigator, guys. They have their own legal team. We know this 1,000%. We all know this. And don't think for 1 minute that the Pittsburgh Steelers would have spent $1.2 million on the vet minimum. That's a lot of change. And brought a guy in that they thought was going to be ultimately terminated for a whole complete season and just pay this dude. I don't know. Maybe he gets suspended without pay. But I think the Steelers know more about the situation than we do. And I think the Pittsburgh Steelers legal team and legal investigators, they're private investigators per se, they're NFL police, if you want to call them that, know way more than all of us know. And I think that that is the situation. And I think that they definitely did their homework before they brought them in there. I don't think that there will be anything, that surprises them in this situation unless the league, again, is inconsistent and does something wacky and crazy. But again, I won't pretend to know. But I do know that for sure. They have their own legal team. They have their own investigators. I can say this with 1,000% certainty, and I can guarantee one thing, that they did not leave any stone unturned because you are dealing with massive, massive amounts of money, guys. And it may seem like low money in the football world, but it is still massive amounts of money. I mean, just per se, look at when you buy a house and you spend $250,000. Just say you're buying a $250,000 house. Look how much they go over those things and look into your background and shit. Buying a player kind of deal, when you're spending that kind of money on a contract, I can guarantee you they definitely do some due diligence, But again, you may be right, CL. They may suspend the shit out of him. I have no clue about it. GT, my nickname was Throat Cutter. That's a crazy ass nickname, dude. Throat Cutter, dude. That's a vicious nickname. That's one of those nicknames that like scare the shit out of you. They're like, oh, here comes old Throat Cutter, man. You'd be like, what the shit? Who the hell is that? What's up, Clyde Anderson? What's up? Go Cam, go Steelers. Clyde from Walla Walla, Washington. Good to have you, Clyde. Too late for a wide receiver. That's from OS. No, definitely not. And remember, I'm not sure if you're new or not, OS, if you've watched us before. I really reminded everybody that you could see a wide receiver signing clean into July, right there around camp. You could still see something happen. So anywhere from June 1 to the beginning of the camp, I think, is a wide open area to where you could see something happen at the wide receiver spot. I just don't think that Omar Khan's going to make a foolish deal. CL says, did you read what he did? Pretty messed up. Yeah, but we talked about this at great length, CL, and I believe you were here when we did, and I don't endorse it in any way. I think it is absolutely horrendous, but just because a police report says something doesn't necessarily mean that that is the true and factual thing. So we got to let the judicial system play out. And if Cam did do that shit, then shame on him. Then he shouldn't be in the NFL. And that's my wholehearted theory. If he truly, did some of the things that may be listed on there, I'm not down for that. But, let the judicial system play out, see how it all goes, see what the Steelers found out, see how that all plays out, and see, too, what kind of man Cam Sutton becomes on from here, too. Hopefully some of these things aren't true. It's just a very touchy subject there, and it's very messed up, definitely. Wave those emojis, some new emojis out there, guys, if you haven't seen. So get yourself that Mic Drop Mafia membership. That's 99 cents a month. Get you some loyalty badges. Also, make sure you turn your loud GIFs on at the top of your chat, things of that nature. I think it's weird or different, though, on the phone. I'd have to see. I don't know exactly how to do it. But make sure you do that. And let's get those likes up, guys. Let's get up here with those likes. There's 3 little white buttons at the top you can hit. Drop down box, hit that like, back out of the live chat, hit the like. But make sure you're giving a like to your creators here on YouTube that work very hard. It's an easy, free thing to do. So make sure you're hitting that like button for us here on Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason. This is our daily live stream, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every day of the week, except for Saturday and Sunday. George using them too, man. Get those new emojis out. Yeah, I'm just playing around with them, guys. I'm going to keep adding back and forth and figuring out the ones we like to use the most. John says the incident was unfortunate and concerning. However, the public police report only had the woman's statement or one-sided. Next, he enrolled in an abuse program in Florida. He can be a success. Cam's case is now a misdemeanor. I don't see a C being a 6-week suspension. Yeah, there's so many variables, man. No doubt, John, and you bring up good points there too. So good comments, but there's a lot of variables, and we don't know. And when you get one-sided stories, it's hard to really give a definitive answer on it, to say like, oh, this is going to happen or that's going to happen, because we don't know. We don't know, guys. And we can all jump the gun, and it's cool, and we all have our opinions, and it's cool. I do too. I do it too. But we just got to just remember that we got to allow what is actually supposed to be one of the purest things in this country, and that is allowing the system to play out. And I know sometimes it's not, and I understand that. But what else can we do? We're not going to make any of the decisions. We're not bringing down the suspension. We're not going to be able to make any or have any of those conversations and really know truly what happened. We're just going to have to hope and pray that we're being told the truth and kind of go with it. And that's all that we can do. And it is a one-sided story when you don't get Cam's. If you don't have Cam's side, it's really hard to formulate your true opinion. But again, if he did some of that stuff, it is super messed up. So it's a double-edged sword in a very, very, very difficult situation. George Teston, in a way, I'm glad that they signed him on for some sort of support, and I hope he is cleared. Yeah, you got to support your people, man. And if that's your dude, man, and he's part of your family, you do want to bring him in. And you heard Cam in his interview talking about how the Steelers, before they're even talking about signing him, and I got to applaud the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially Mike Tomlin. I have to applaud him here and give him his props. Checking on Cam, talking to him, trying to be there for him to check in. I think that was really cool, because you don't see that in pro sports. Once they're done with you, you're done with you usually with these teams and these franchises. And they don't give a shit what happens to you. And they're not going to come to your aid in your time of need. So that was very cool by the Pittsburgh Steelers to do that for Cam. And that was very cool for Cam as a person, as part of the Pittsburgh Steelers family, past player. Miss Pittsburgh, best show in town is here. Let's go, people. Crack the shit out of this like button and subscribe and share. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. I appreciate it. Let's pin that one. Get that up there. Douglas Ball, like and subscribe to this channel. Best Steelers show on YouTube. Great work, Jason. Got to let the juice system do its due diligence. Justice system. I said juice. Sorry, Douglas. Do its due diligence, good or bad. Amen, Douglas. Great comment, man. Thank you. Appreciate you for your support. Also, that is what it boils down to, guys. We have to let it play out, and that's what the only thing. And I know sometimes, I ruffle people's feathers if I say that, but, sometimes when I clap back with that kind of stuff, and that's okay. I get it, man. There's a lot of emotions. Football is an emotional sport, guys, a very emotional sport. And we live in a very emotionally charged, what can you do for me right now type society. We want instant gratification on things, instant answers, and it's really hard to sit back and watch and allow things to play out before we really formulate our opinions on it. That's the tough part, And what it's fun, though, is we have a good outlet here that we can come to, and it's a cool place. And we can talk and say our shit back and forth without fear of, being ridiculed too much. Now we do razz each other a little bit. Whoa, shit. A liquid IV is hitting the fucking. Oh, I gotta watch cussing. I've been trying. I've been good lately. I haven't let the F bomb slip as much. John says Cam's penalty should be required to Zoom each team during the offseason and he can educate others. That'd be cool. I think they need to utilize technology more in those ways. You know, you do have, look at that player, the Chiefs player that was involved in that high-speed crash, just hurt somebody, and that was after the Raiders player did it and killed that young lady and her dog, I believe, like crazy shit. And, you know, those players should be used to, you know, get on a Zoom like this and say, look, guys, this is my situation. This is what I did. This is what you shouldn't be doing, man. When it's right in front of your face, it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? That's something people can just tell you from afar, you know, like, but when it's the real person right in front of your face, and that guy from the Raiders, if he does the Zoom from the jail, that really hits home. That's right in front of your face, you know? Maybe that'll make guys think twice, and maybe that could be part of his rehabilitation, part of his way to give back for, you know, foolishly taking someone's life accidentally. I get it, but still, foolishly taking someone's life because you were being selfish and being an idiot. And yeah, so maybe like those things can be learning tools. I think you're exactly right. Douglas Ball, Jason dropping F-bombs, love it. Liquid IV can be toxic. It can be if you drink too much of it. I drink like one every other day or something, but I definitely like it. It tastes super good. I need that shit, you know. Hey, you got to do special things to look this good. You gotta take care of yourself a little bit. You gotta do treat yourself a little bit. KC, wide receiver Rice, his charges were adjusted too. Okay, I haven't been following the story there. I just remember it happening and remember reporting on it a little bit, and then it kind of quieted down, John. Thank you for the update, though. Quietzilla, who do you think will be our slot 2 receiver this year? Ayuk? I don't know, Quietzilla, but I do think this. I think that Van Jefferson may be able to step up. I'm really starting to have some high hopes there. I think that he definitely has the potential to, and he's definitely had the production in the past. He's had a brief stint of nice production with, I believe, Matthew Stafford. You know, so I think that there's potential there, and I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are leaning on, hey, if I can't make a deal, if I can't get a deal done for some big-name guy without financially just crushing us here in the long term, you know, I'm going to go ahead and just put my faith in one of these guys that we've brought in. They brought in a gazillion guys. Roll the dice, and one of them might work. Steve Pickering. Unless you were here or were there, you don't know what happened. Virtue signaling makes people look foolish. I don't care. Yeah, if I'm not there, I don't know what happened, and I can't sit here and speculate and act like I do because I don't know, and yeah, I can't tell you for sure what happened, and nobody can unless Cam himself or Cam and the person that, you know, is the accuser or whatever, come on together and talk about it. And maybe only then would you get the true story. And maybe even then you wouldn't. I don't know. I do not know. Sean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really looking forward to having a Mic Drop Sports tailgate party at Steelers home game. I am. I hope you guys are. We're definitely going to do it, man. I'm going to set up. I might even buy one of them like gold lot passes. So we are like right up against the stadium or something and be like, come on down, let's party and set up. I got like all these folding tables that I've accumulated over the years that are pretty nice, man, to where I could set some freaking folding tables up. Hell, we might just do it anywhere we can get a cheap spot and just let everybody know. I'll drop a pin in the comments or something, or in the community section, and be like, we are here, man, and set up a bunch of tables, get a bunch of us that have like vehicles that we can open the hatch, play music, get some food. We could do it up, guys. We could really show out down there, dude. We got thousands of people subscribed to this channel. Thousands. I'm sure we could come up with a couple hundred for a sick-ass tailgate. You know? I definitely think we could. John, fuck. Yeah. So I read it right out loud. I said I was doing better, Cutthroat. Your new nickname's now Cutthroat. I can't call you John no more, Cutthroat. When used correctly, can be a verbal surgical tool to emphasize a point. Used too many times takes away the edge. Yeah, yeah. I hear you, Cutthroat. The F bomb is there. It goes out there. It flies out sometimes, and I can't help it. Miss Pittsburgh, let's go. Absolutely, guys. Listen to Miss Pittsburgh. Get that like button hit here for us on Steel City Live, our daily live stream here on the channel. I truly appreciate you all for coming through. I know we are dealing right now here in Steelers Nation a little bit of a sensitive subject with Cameron Hayward being signed back to the Pittsburgh Steelers on the vet minimum. And I know there's a lot of mixed emotions about it and a lot of things that we think could happen with the football team. On and off the field here. The suspension looming may be something that really concerns you, but I feel like there's a lot of bright spots on this football team also. I feel like that if you look at this team football-wise, I think the defense has mightily improved. Yes, I still think the defensive front needs a little bit of work, but we could see how guys like a Dean Lowry, a Logan Lee, a second-year Keanu Benton, a healthy Cameron Hayward, we can see how those guys start to pan out. We can see how that all plays. So that's something that, isn't like dire straits, but it's an area that you may need somebody. Then you look across this offensive line and you say to yourself, damn, man, we could have a super young core group of really number one type draft pick talent all across this offensive line. And it could be a phenomenal offensive line on the cheap for several years and really get you into a Super Bowl window if you really think about it. And I know I'd not dare say that. Sometimes it's a little bit jumping the gun, but it could. That's where it all starts, guys, is the offensive line. So something like that may be able to get you into a little bit of a window if you find the right quarterback, if your defense stays healthy, if your skill players are able to produce the way you think that they're able to. Yeah, it's exciting time to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. It definitely is. And anybody that's telling you this team is going to be just some basement dweller, they have no chance, I just think that they're a little bit misguided. And I think that they're not really looking at this football team as a whole. And I feel like if you break down the nuts and bolts of this football team, there's a lot of things to be excited about. Specifically, too, when you're looking at the coaching staff. I feel like Coach Azani in the wide receiver room has really made a big impact on those guys. You have not heard one wide receiver say anything that even remotely resembled an ill-willed comment or a backhanded comment. All you have heard is such great things coming out of their interviews about him, and people reporting about how the wide receivers are working really hard. I think that was a huge upgrade from Frisbin Jackson, who I think let that wide receiver room get out of control last year. And it happens, guys. You're dealing with professional athletes, grown men. It's hard to control those rooms. So Frisbin, yeah, it may not have been his fault entirely, but he wasn't able to reel it back in. And you saw what was being put out on the field. Guys that lacked discipline, guys that lacked accountability, guys that didn't even understand the playbook at times. And that is not bullshit. I'm not making that up. Turn on the tape. You see them. Looking confused is easy to identify. You know what I mean? Not being quick with your routes at times because you're confused is kind of easily identified. And you can tell when people aren't prepared. You can just see it. You know when people don't know what they're doing. It's very, very obvious. Mike better have a bail bondsman on speed dial for the tailgate. Yeah, there's a couple down there. Allegheny County Jail's a big place too, guys. We could all fit. Tell them, Cutthroat. This is our year. Let's go, Steeler Nation. I know they are going to come out and show out. I hope so. QB is still a big question mark, but it is still better than last year. I feel like they've improved. I still, guys, think that I wish I would have got to see one full year of Mason Rudolph. I'm not saying that I wish that now or anything, but during his tenure, I would have really loved to get to see, a year 4, year 5 Mason Rudolph get a real shot at being the guy. I would have loved to see that, but that didn't happen. So now we move on to what we have now. Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, two guys that can be dynamic, two guys that are real athletes. I know you can say Russell Wilson is old. He is still an exceptional athlete, in exceptional shape with an exceptional arm. We'll give him that. Now, is his ability to react, to read, be able to be an effective franchise quarterback still there? We will see. But that can only be done whenever you see live action, guys. And you see these guys out there screaming out, this quarterback's hitting dimes in OTAs, man. They completed 7 of 13 passes today in OTAs. Dude, go crawl under a rock somewhere, because that absolutely means nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, you heard something the other day. Caleb Williams stood in the face of a pass rush, and he was able to maneuver and deliver a ball. It was such a display of great athletic ability. He knew he wasn't getting touched. He isn't going to get hit. He has no fear of that. No shit, he's going to do well. There's going to be those moments. We need to see him get hit, being chased down by guys like TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, being chased down by a Patrick Queen, a Cameron Hayward. That's when you can tell whether somebody's going to do good or not. Not, hey, this guy ain't going to hit me. I'm going to stand right here. I ain't got no fear. I'm going to be able to stand tall in the pocket. Of course, I'm not going to have happy feet and OTAs. I'm going to be able to stand in the pocket tall and proud and deliver the football. No shit, I could too. I ain't got no worry of no one hitting me. It's just comic relief, guys. It is absolutely the most stupid and ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. It just makes me crazy. But you see Russell Wilson and Justin Fields and the things that you can measure right now during this OTA period when it comes to the quarterback position is what, guys? Ability to control the offense. And what I mean by that is the ability to control it and direct it and tell people, hey, you need to be here. Their knowledge of the playbook, their knowledge of anticipation of where routes are going to be run and players are going to be and wide receivers are going to be. You can gauge those things. You can gauge the way that other players are receiving the message, receiving the leadership. Are they following that quarterback? Are they out there working extra? Are they staying after? Are they throwing extra balls? Those are the things that you can see. Those are the things that you can measure and that matter in OTAs. But right now, you can't tell whether somebody's going to be like good, bad, ugly, what. You can't tell. You just can't tell. George, they should have used Mason instead of signing Trash Bisky. Yeah, Mitch was a problem, man. And that was an issue there, I thought, from Mike and Kevin. When they went out there and they signed Mitchell Trubisky on a whim by what Mike heard from his college buddy, McDermott from Buffalo. Mitch had that one good preseason game, and McDermott gave him a high endorsement, and Mike bit. Mike took the bait, man, and they brought him down 2 years, $20 million, $10 a year, and it was a mistake. And I know a lot of people say, well, Mitchell didn't get an opportunity. He did get an opportunity. He's a professional. He was a veteran coming in. You don't give him 30 games to get better. You give him, 10, 7. If he ain't showing you anything, he ain't showing you anything. There's just nothing there. He's not a rookie that, you're going to let get 25 games to see if they're any good, to see if they're going to start developing, to see if they're going to make any progress. You don't have that much invested in him in terms of draft capital and shit. Why? Trash Bisky? I love that name. That fits him perfectly. Steve Pickering. Caleb got some sugar in his tank. I think Caleb Williams will be the biggest, most monumental bust in NFL history for the Chicago Bears. That's what I think. I think he is just so overhyped. When I turn on the tape, it's just, I'm not floored by him. You know what I mean? And to be the number one pick, I think I need to be floored by you. I think I need to be like falling off the chair going, damn, that dude's good. We can't live without that guy. I think Jaden Daniels was the best quarterback in this draft in terms of just well-rounded, phenomenal athlete. I think Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders are going to do big things. The only thing that may stunt Jaden Daniels is one of the things that's going to stunt Caleb Williams is a shitty organization. But we'll see. When you get different leadership in place, maybe things turn around. But right now, both organizations are, they haven't been that great as of late. Robert Road, Omar, Andy, and Tomlin are building a very strong team. This team is built to win now and many more years going forward. Yeah, and I think whenever you dress that offensive line, something I feel like they've overlooked a little bit before these last few years, these last couple years. I think when you've addressed it in a big way like the Pittsburgh Steelers have, bringing in young talent, I think that tells me, hey, you're really willing to really lay the foundational blocks down to build a quality football team, and you can't win without it. And again, I've brought this point up before, but I'll bring it up one more time. You see the teams that historically do bad. You see the teams that are bad year after year after year that are picking at the top of the draft, and you see what they do, guys. They go out there, and all they are concerned about is what? Getting the next great wide receiver, getting the next great quarterback, getting the next great whatever, a skill position player. When they should be every year, if I'm picking at the top of the draft 3 years in a row, in the top 5, I'm taking a center, a tackle, or maybe not a center because I think you get a center farther back. But I'm taking 2 tackles. I'm going after guards. I'm going after defensive front guys. I'm going to secure my trenches is what I'm going to do. And I am going to make them one of the better units in the entire NFL. That will be my goal. And once that happens, then I'm going after my skill position players because then they actually have somebody to play in front of them and actually give them a real fighting chance to succeed, because without those guys, nothing happens and you're going to be a basement dweller all the time, man. TD, OTAs are no test. There's no pressure, no coverage. Absolutely nothing, man. John Cutthroat says, RR, agree. He's talking to Robert Rhodes. I was calling him true bitch. Yeah, that fits too, Sean. Any word on how Johnston is punting the ball? I'm not on Twitter or X. That's from George. I don't know. I have not heard about that. I have not. I truly haven't been paying attention to that, George, and that's something I need to. I'm going to try to do a little digging, see what I can find people who are saying. So I'll get back to you on that and see if I can find any video on it or something. But definitely I have not heard anything. That is interesting. I can't believe I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a big point, George. No doubt about it, buddy. DJ Thomas, if we can get a wide receiver 2, line settles in, QBs click, and stay healthy, Steelers built the D to stop Chiefs' new high-powered offense. But now we are not relying on just the D. We have a shot at points now. Yeah, I don't think a wide receiver 2 is a must, guys. I just don't. I mean, I think you need. It would be nice if you could get somebody of a high caliber. I'd be down for it. But all the other things that you brought up, yeah, no doubt. But I think you could get away with what you have. Just you have a great tight end room, I think. I think that tight end room's good. I really do. I think that that's going to be good. I think you're going to see a lot of progress from them because I think the scheme will be better. And I think they'll show a lot more of their value. And I think that the Steelers could just muster up enough in that wide receiver room to start that season, get it going, and figure out who's going to step up. That's what I hope anyway. I may be wrong, DJ, but I think everything else, though, you said was absolutely spot on. Wide receiver 2, though, I think you could get away with it if you absolutely had to. Cutthroat says, TJ and others don't get national respect. The team needs to rest them with more rotations during the regular season. The best players are always the walking wounded in the postseason. Yeah, no doubt, always in the sweatsuit crew. Is what I call it, the sweatsuit crew. They're always standing on the sideline in their sweatsuit. TJ and the studs need to excel in the postseason stage, and then the respect will come. Yeah, I think that you're exactly right. They got to win some playoff games, man. Yeah, and people will say Steelers fans are spoiled. I don't buy that. I think Steelers fans have winners' mentalities, and that's what you want. You want to see a winner. We're used to winners, and we want winners. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's not spoiled, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. But hey, let's go. Robert Rowe, the tight ends group needs a healthy Muth. Yeah, he's got to stay healthy. Yeah, that's imperative. That is super imperative, man. Big problem he has. All right, guys, let's make sure we are hitting the shit out of that like button. Beat it up. Let's get those likes up. We are low on those likes tonight. Let's get them up. I know I've talked to more than 18 people in the chat tonight, so let's make sure that we have way more than 18 likes up there. It's easy to do. 3 little white buttons up here at the top. You can hit it, and the like button will drop down, or you can hit it with backing out of the live chat and then hitting the like button and coming back into the live chat. So get that done for us. I'd truly appreciate it. It's free of charge. It doesn't cost you anything. But if you do want to win something and get entered into one of our giveaways, become a Mic Drop Mafia member for 99 cents a month. And that next drawing will be in 9 days on the 14th. So if you are registered before the show, June 14th, as a Mic Drop Mafia member for 99 cents a month, your name will be entered into our giveaways. And it could be cash or prize this month. I'm going to leave it to a mystery. So we'll see. I'm not going to reveal it until that night what we're going to do. Thank you for getting those like buttons going here, man. Let's keep on hitting them. I appreciate it. I've seen them starting to go up. George Test in San Francisco going to need them somewhat healthy for the second half of the season. Are you talking SF? Oh, you were talking to somebody else, I think. Oh, you're talking to John. Okay, when you said SF. Okay. I skipped you? Wrong chat. Sorry, DJ. Yeah, I didn't skip you. I try not to. GT true. It's a gauntlet. Yeah, no doubt. It is. All right, guys, we're about 50 minutes into the show, so if there's anything you guys want to talk about, make sure you're putting it into the chat. We usually go for about an hour each day, so make sure you guys put that in there. Everett Kirkland, yeah, players fighting to keep a job and stay on the team. We do need another wide receiver to free GP, and we will be complete. Yeah, I think there is options. And whenever I said Van Jefferson, I think could be a viable option as the wide receiver too. I think that is a legit thing to say because a guy's 61 career games in the NFL, 35 starts, 113 catches, 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns. And really just had that down period when he got injured, and then they flopped him from the Rams to the Falcons. He didn't know the system over there. He was kind of in flux with that injury, but he was producing with Matthew Stafford. I mean, 10 touchdowns in his career, 1,600 yards. I think that he potentially could do some good things, and I think that it could be a viable option. I definitely do think that. DJ, hear me out, though. We had Thunder and Lightning at QB, running back and wide receiver with DJ. Oh, you're talking about Deontay Johnson? I'm good with Deontay Johnson being gone. I just don't. I'm not much for these guys that give up on plays. It doesn't. I mean, if he's here, cool. If he's not, I'm not, hurt by it. I'm really not. And, I think the fan base will quickly forget about Deontay Johnson once another wide receiver steps up or they bring in another guy. I think they'll quickly forget about Deontay Johnson. But really, honestly, I just don't think that it was just a huge deal. That's just my opinion. I'm just not into him. The minute whenever he stood there on the field in Cincinnati and rather throw a fit about himself and be pissed off about something and stand there and literally watch a play develop and that could have cost them the game. You don't know. That shit irks me. Irks me to my core, man. I don't know. I want guys that want to give 100%. And if you're not one of those guys, I don't care if you're the best player on the team. If you show no effort and you're out there and you're doing it every week and you're not correcting it and it's an issue, I want you about. I want you gone. So maybe DJ, best of luck to him. Hopefully he does something else, does well somewhere else, but who knows? Big stretch. Honestly, I'm waiting to see if our wide receiver 2 is Pat. He's a beast when he is healthy and gets going. Never forget that spinning catch in Cleveland his rookie year. Yeah, he does have some good hands at times, man. No doubt about it. And he is going to be, I think, a key puzzle piece. But I know a lot of people said that could potentially be it. I think that what people are probably referring to the most when you're saying Pat could be that wide receiver too is You're anticipating a lot of heavy sets, so you're looking at Pat playing that big slot role, more or less, because you're probably only going to have like GP out there in a lot of those heavy sets. You may be playing 2-3 tight end sets with Connor Hayward maybe featured as an H-back type role, like a Dallas Clark type role. So yeah, you may be able to do that and get away with it. That's why I think that maybe a wide receiver 2 going out there and breaking the bank for 1 isn't an absolute necessity. Now, if they get it, cool. But I don't think it's something that like is the end all be all for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024. Miss Pittsburgh with those emojis. Get them, guys. Cutthroat DJ is on a dating website at the same time, I see. That's all right, DJ. We all got to do it, brother. I don't. I got the circle of trust. Sean says, yeah, bro, take that toxic behavior and get that out of here. I'm down for that. Sam Mason Pickens did the same thing as DJ not blocking for 30. That was terrible. Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he did do it. But I will say that I did see some of his selfish behaviors go away last year, especially whenever I've seen him not get the football as much and things, and he curbed it a little bit. And there was one difference, too. Deontay Johnson was a guy that had been in the league a little bit longer. I think he should have been more of a leader, showing George the way to be instead of, showing him what not to do. That's where I think I was probably really truly between the two. I'm looking at George, and hopefully he can correct that. But here's my thing too, Sam. If George Pickens does it again this year, I don't pay him. I get him up out of there too. I don't care how good you are. You're not going to win with guys like that. Now, hopefully George fixes it because I think he can. But yeah, you don't win with guys like that. That attitude is contagious, and it is a loser's mentality, and you are going to always be a loser if you play that way. Robert Road, for a guy that was great at getting separation, he did little after the catch. DJ had the long TD at Baltimore, but that was rare. Yeah, no doubt, man. And running backwards is unintelligent play. I had no room for it. And he did play on an unintelligent way. And when you celebrate, too, when you're getting your butt whooped, I don't like that shit either. Cutthroat, DJ, tell her all of the women, you're talking to him. DJ Thomas, but am I wrong to think that this is Juju and Brown all over again? I don't know. I don't think the situations are the same. I don't know. Antonio was off the rails, bro, and he was really off the rails in Pittsburgh, but Mike Tomlin was a little bit better at covering it up, and then once he got out of Pittsburgh and didn't have Mike to babysit him anymore, he just completely derailed and went crazy. So I'm not sure. I don't know, DJ. It'd be tough to say, man. Sean says, great show today, Jason. I enjoyed chatting with you guys in the chat. Thank you. Have a great night, Mic Drop family. See you, Sean. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, we're going to be closing it up, guys. My voice is hurting a little bit, and I feel like I got a little bit of a sore throat, but we are going to power through. I got a lot of shit to get done this week, so we are going to step up, man. Step up. Sam Mason, are we lacking a wide receiver? No, we got 100 of them. We got 100 of them. Take your pick, Sam. No, you may be, but somebody's going to have to step up, and that's football. And that's what football is all about at every level, guys, is guys stepping up, players stepping up into a role that they necessarily maybe weren't assumed that they were going to be able to fill. And that is what football is all about. And hopefully the Pittsburgh Steelers have collected enough wide receivers that be the case. And I think they have high hopes for Roman Wilson, Van Jefferson. I think they have high hopes for Calvin. So we'll see. Everett, when Mason came in, GP turned it around. My opinion, DJ was getting in GP's head. That might have been too, Everett. Yeah, that's why I said he needed to be a better leader instead of showing him what not to do, All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us here on Steel City Live. I'm going to wrap up the show. Again, make sure you're hitting that like button and stuff for us before you leave. that would be greatly appreciated. It's free, it's easy. I don't know why more people don't do it. But make sure you do it. It is an awesome way to support your creators. We'll be back tomorrow with our daily upload as always. And tomorrow I'll be joined by Sean here on Steel City Live. Again, guys, we might cut the show maybe at 50 minutes. It all depends on what I have going on time wise. Because if we finish up right now, I would have 30 minutes to get over to my final walkthrough. So, and I'm about 20 minutes. We'll see. We'll see. I'll probably finish up in about 50 minutes tomorrow, maybe even 45. But I have several things to do here at the end of the week, but I'm going to still bring it hard for you guys and give you as much content as humanly possible. And hopefully the Steelers will continue to make some more moves and some more news will continue to pop out of this Pittsburgh Steelers building on the south side of Pittsburgh. So until tomorrow, guys, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports with our daily live stream, Steel City Live. Thank you for joining us. Until tomorrow, peace. Thank you, guys.